Hey Aries, how are you? Today is February 4th, here to do your reading for the week. I just did the astrology and the tarot for the full moon in Leo up on the membership channel. And now I'm going to do the cards for the week. So can I get the overall energy for Aries for the week of February 4th? Okay, focus. Let's see what we have there. And this certainly falls into line with the message of due diligence that was coming up. And it says here, what you focus on is what you pull to you. So put your attention on that which is worthwhile. Concentrate on one desire, direct your intent to one thing rather than being scattered in many directions. Of course, Mars and Gemini is making that very hard for us right now. When your thoughts and actions are unfocused, it dilutes and diminishes your forward movement. It is much easier to gain results when you are concentrated on one path. Gather your inner resources and with intensity and passion, go forward and upward, and you'll see results. This is also a card of spiritual transcendence and traveling to higher realms. So stay focused as you elevate your higher consciousness. You are close to heavenly realms. Very nice. And as I said, that Mars and Gemini can have you feeling like really scatterbrained right now, or that like there's just so much going on in your environment, in your energy field. Mars and Gemini tends to have shiny object syndrome. So because I have that natally, you really have to make a concerted effort to focus. Otherwise, an entire day will pass and you'll have been busy but not have gotten anything done. Can I get the challenge energy, please, for the Aries watching this video for the week of February 4th? Challenge energy for Aries, week of February 4th. Okay. So the Four of Cups, turning in. Now the Four of Cups talks about, in this one, it talks about having a hard time listening to one's own intuition, right? Paying attention to voices around you. You can see that she's trying to listen to herself, but there's just so much chatter around. And that actually, this kind of echoes what this card said, that there may be so much going on around you right now that's really difficult to focus in and listen to yourself and understand what you want to do, where you want to go, what needs to be happening next. And it's easy to get distracted by all the stuff going on around you. So that actually really resonates. This is also, in the Four of Cups in the traditional tarot, is feeling bored, or like feeling like there's not, like what you're being offered isn't interesting to you. And so this to me says that you want to get a better, because it talks about having one consistent stream of thought, or focusing on exactly what it is that you want. And so this, instead of focusing on the unhappy with what you're being offered or with what's around you, to really tune in, tap into that intuition, or into, your sort of emotional field, like what makes you feel happy and feel satisfied and feel fulfilled, to focus on that. Okay, and the lesson, please. What is the lesson this week? Okay, bittersweet. So there may be something that, okay, so you may have an opportunity to move towards something new. Look at all this blue, right? A lot of fifth chakra energy. I think it came up last week as well. So really the challenge, or where the attention needs to be focused on what we are expressing, what we're putting out into the universe, right? Either through our mental patterns or thought patterns or prayers or wishes or our communications with other people. And to this, it's like, this is a birthday right here. In order to move forward, we have to leave something behind. In order to become 30, we leave 20s, right? And that can be nostalgic and bittersweet too. I always think it's weird that they use the word bittersweet because it has no taste, you know? But anyway, that there is definitely a moment of rite of passage now, of moving out of an energetic position that we have been in for a very long time, moving into another one. And it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel kind of like Four of Cups-y, boring. But there's definitely a shift towards a new time, a new energy, a new age. And with that, you know, this guy moving forward, moving up, means that sometimes we have to leave things behind. People, places, jobs, ways of thinking. And that can be bittersweet, but it is part of the experience. And it's time for a new chapter right now. There is very clear energy across the board that we are entering into a very new moment, right? And this will get Knight of Swords. This will get even more pronounced as this year goes on, especially in the springtime. 2 more cards, please. For Aries for the week of February 4th. 2 more cards, please. Okay, the Devil. Maybe some kind of obsessive thinking that's keeping you in chains. Some relationship, you know, there's something you're tied to, maybe that you don't want to leave behind. Can be a way of existing, a way of living, a way of thinking, another person, a place, whatever, that's holding you back. And instead of the stillness being peaceful and calming, it's actually it's like it's keeping you mentally in chains, and there's some place where you need to free yourself from that in order to find peace and serenity. So it's definitely other way around. It's definitely in your thinking, because this Knight of Swords here, and this may be that there's like so much thinking going on. You change your mind constantly. So many things that are incoming. And you may be trying to like handle them all at the same time. Okay, interesting. So we have 2 knights, movement, right? Knight of Swords and Knight of Wands. So moving forward, both mentally and like with passion. But right here, smack in the middle of this movement, is the Devil. So there's some sort of, and it may be this clinging to the past, right? This sense of wanting to evolve, but not wanting to let go of where you are. Wanting change, but not allowing change. And so that to me is really, it's what's holding you back. And one of the ways that may be showing up is in procrastination, is in multitasking, right? Because it's like there's one area where you potentially know, it's like, I know I want to go there, but it scares me. And it scares me to think that I may leave the past and get out of my comfort zone, which actually isn't a comfort zone. You know, it's like, it may feel comfortable, but it's keeping you stuck. And so because you don't want to have to move out of your comfort zone, and you can tell that like the universe really kind of wants is pushing you forward. Look at this, all 3 cards here, right? All going in the same direction. So in order to go in the same direction, you must let go of where you are and where you have been. And there is a mental reticence that is holding you back from that. And as long as you stay in chains with whatever it is, as long as you refuse to make that change, and it can be, again, it can be a way of thinking, it can be a Capricorn, it can be a job, it can be a way of life, whatever it is, there is something in your energy field that is part and parcel of your past that you are afraid to let go of. So, look there to see like what you're afraid to let go of. And it may be translating into blaming other people around you, or busyness. Like, I'm going to stay so busy that I don't have to look at this problem in the mirror. And distraction, right? You know what needs to change, and it requires focus and applied, consistent, constant energy, but you don't want to do it because it means you have to leave something from the past, and that scares you. So it's really about finding the strength, full moon Leo, to step out of your comfort zone and really focus on where you want to go next. Because it involves change. We hate change. The brain loathes change. But it's gonna happen. It'll happen in one way or another. How peacefully it happens is entirely up to you. Let's put it that way. Full moon, and so the energy here is full moon in Pisces, forgive. And this can mean, forgiveness for self, for others, for a situation, for the conditions in which you find yourself, to someone who wronged you. There may be some wrong that is like keeping you anchored in the past that you can't let go of, and is like sort of the source of an unhappiness, but it's holding you back. So be careful that you're not coming at your current situation with your mind made up, right? This card is a reminder that life is an unfolding mystery and you need to go with it. Instead of trying too hard to tick every box for your dreams to come true, fall into the dreams a little. It could very well be that what's blocking your current manifestation is that you haven't forgiven yourself or someone else for something that happened in the past. To boost your manifesting powers, forgive yourself and anyone who needs forgiveness. So it says here, strike a balance between all your duties and what you need for inner peace, right? So that's that busyness that I said that is like, we may intentionally be using to avoid having to take a strong look in the mirror and move out of a past situation. And then it says here, hanging on to anger is unhelpful and can be toxic. Move on and forgive, even if you don't forget. This way is your way to a brighter future. And this bittersweet, which talks about leaving something is, and I said this, it's funny, I said this in the membership video also, we can get used to anything. And I think about, if you haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption, beautiful film. And at some point he talks about a guy who had spent so much time in jail that when he was released, that freedom was so uncomfortable because by now he had been institutionalized, right? And so the idea of moving into a new energetic space, right, or being freed could be scary, because you may actually be using this as an excuse, right, for why not to take the steps towards what you want, or for why not you're not taking the time to tune in. It's like, oh, I can't focus on myself because I got to take care of my mom and my sister and my brother and all this. And tied to some sort of thing that happened in the past, which may be about your own sense of security. But there is such a strong desire for movement forward here. And it's funny, you see even this energy is trying to move forward and the lady's like, no, I'm going to stay right here. So there's this internal battle between trying to move forward and clinging to a comfort zone. And this is really the time where you want to peacefully coax yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay? Funny. All right. I didn't even have to like shuffle the cards that they came out. I got 2 messages here. Oh my God. I love that. So first of all, this is a 2. This is a 31, which is a 4, right? But also 3 minus 1 is 2. 4 has been coming up constantly. I've been saying it. Yeah, we got the 4 here also. It's everywhere. Groundhog spirit, time to let go, right? Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, great movie. You repeat the patterns that you don't change. Antelope spirit, life is speeding up, right? These guys are all running. Everybody's running here. Things are going to start moving. But if you're stuck in a loop, that moving forward is going to feel like, imagine that, like something stuck in a loop with all this energy trying to move it forward. It's not going to feel comfortable. So this week, it's really about tuning in to what thing in the past you're holding on to that has become so much of your identity that you don't want to leave it behind, and focusing in on what would make you happy, you, right? Not everyone else, not taking care of everybody else, but what would make you happy, and what are the 10 steps you can take towards it, knowing full well that it's going to ask you to move out of your comfort zone. All right. Hope this was helpful. Wishing you a happy week. Take care.